All right, let's get started. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the webinar. Thanks so much for coming. I'm Sophie.
And I'm Jordan, and we work for Route into Rail, and we're going to be talking all about rail careers, the ways you can get into them, how much they pay you. So yeah, let's get started. So as I just mentioned, we work for Route into Rail. We're going to talk to you all about who we are, why we're sitting in front of you talking to you today. We're going to talk about all the great careers that are available in the rail industry, the entry pathways, how you can progress and develop into big successful people, and also the salaries and wages that they come with it. So the money really. And then we'll finish off with some kind of Q&A at the end, and you can kind of ask us any burning questions you've got as we go through.
So a little bit about us and who we work for. We work for an organization called Roots into Rail that is funded by lots of rail industry organizations. Some you might have heard of, like HS2, Network Rail, Southwestern Railway. And it's our job to provide lots of information about rail careers, how you can get involved, apprenticeships, work experience opportunities, vacancies. And it's all available on our website, which is rootsintorail.org.
And that's a lot of information to take in. So what we're going to do is we're going to play you a quick little video to kind of capture all of that into something a bit more digestible.
Every day, millions of us rely on a train to go about our business. Our railways are the UK's backbone, connecting communities and keeping the country running. But as passengers, there's so much we don't see. Thousands of skilled professionals making those journeys possible. Coordinating, advocating, building, problem-solving and innovating. And the rail sector is moving full steam ahead, with landmark developments and tens of thousands more jobs on the way. All this means dynamic, rewarding opportunities in rail. Whether you're a school leaver or looking for a career change, we're looking for eager minds to get on board. Be part of the movement towards a cleaner, greener future and enjoy perks like job security, pension schemes and travelling within the UK and beyond. The Routes into Rail website is your one-stop shop for the rail sector, showcasing thousands of varied roles. Ready to get on track to your dream job? Think career.
So as you can see, there are lots of different careers available in rail, lots to get involved in. So next we've got a bit of a fun quiz to help you learn a bit more about rail careers and things that you might need to know to get started. So feel free as we go through to type some answers into the chat box, into the Q&A. Let's get started.
I absolutely love quizzes like this. I can never get enough of them. So the first one straight away is I need a university degree to get into the rail industry. Whereas, as we said, we'll give you a few minutes to kind of chat your answers into the box. And but I think we might know the answer to this, but it's I need a university degree to get into the rail industry. So we can see some answers coming in here. That's great. Thank you.
So those answers are correct. That's a myth. There are so many different ways to get into rail careers, like apprenticeships, which are a great opportunity and available for almost any job that you might want in the rail industry. You can earn while you learn and get really great work experience. Work experience if you want to try out a career before you decide, and also we have a virtual work experience opportunity through SpringPod that you can work through in your own time, and we'll send you a bit more information about that after this webinar.
And even though it's a myth that you only need a university degree to get into the rail industry, you can still pursue that pathway. So you can still go to university, you can still drive to succeed those goals, but it's not the only way. But every single company has graduate schemes, so you can graduate and still go off to be a train driver, engineer, anything you want to do. But if you don't want to do any of that, then you can just get an entry-level job and you can just start straight with an organization in your local area or in London or wherever you want to go, and they can work you up and develop. And you can learn along the way with that, either through apprenticeships or any other way you want to go.
So we know that a lot of people are interested in what kind of grades you might need to get involved in different rail careers. So we put up a little bit of information here so you can kind of get an idea. And on the Roots into Rail website, for every career that is available in rail, there's lots more information about the kind of grades you might need and the kind of skills you might need, and what interests that you might have that will fit with the careers. But this is just a little bit of information. Also, I have to press that if you don't have these kind of qualifications, don't worry about it. There are options available. For example, train drivers, if you don't have your GCSEs, that's no problem. You can work towards those as you do your apprenticeship.
Absolutely. And I just think it's so great that there's so many pathways into the industry. And someone just chatted that they don't have a speaker. That's totally fine. This is recorded, so you can get a transcript and everything after this, and you'll be able to watch this all the way through and be able to understand it a bit better. So on to the next quiz. So this one says the rail industry is just for men. So the same as the last way around, feel free to type into the chat bot. There we go. We already see some coming through. It's great. And I think the answer is pretty straightforward here, as we all know. Sophie, what do you think the answer is?
This is, of course, a myth. Even though the rail industry has historically been male dominated, there are so many more women working in rail these days. And there's so much support for women working in rail. The industry is doing heaps to encourage women and support women, and in fact, diversity of all kinds.
Absolutely. And, we all get on trains, yourself, I do, Sophie does, and, everyone rides trains. So we want the workforce to really kind of mirror everyone that gets on the trains and to be as diverse as possible. I think what's really great is it doesn't matter what shape, size, where you're from, anyone can be involved. Rail's been around for nearly 200 years and has been connecting communities for that long, both in the UK and internationally. So there's no reason why not everyone could get into the rail industry. And I just think it's brilliant that there's so many ways in for everybody. So next, speaking about pathways and diversity, we want to ask the next question and just say, do you think rail jobs are well paid?
We know everyone cares about money, so feel free to type in the chat. What do you reckon, Jordan?
Well, I hope they're well paid. So I think I know what the answer is, and I can see a few coming through. I think, yeah, there's some good answers coming through, some good points. And absolutely, they are well paid. So compared to the UK average, they're 22% higher than the UK average of salaries. For example, if you become a train driver, you can get up to like £60,000 a year on average, something like that. And I just think that's crazy. And I think it's just so great that while we're driving diversity, building communities, they actually reward everyone that contributes to the communities, and you can work in a career that really cares about you and helps you kind of achieve your goals. And with all the pathways of apprenticeships, work experience, graduate schemes, you just know that all that hard work is really going to pay off, and you'll kind of reach somewhere that you feel really happy. But there are loads of different pathways that you can get into it. So we're going to show you another quick video about 2 individual pathways of 2 kind of popular careers that we've seen.
The rail industry is dynamic, with flexible opportunities for anyone to advance and thrive. Take Fatima. She's 16 with hopes of becoming a successful engineer. Fatima could either get a Bachelor of Engineering degree or opt for a Level 6 apprenticeship to earn while she learns. Either way, with determination, she could climb the ladder towards senior roles and even one day become Director of Engineering. Zach's fresh out of school with dreams of driving trains. Though he can't begin training until his 21st birthday, he could work as, say, a passenger assistant or conductor until he's ready for a Level 2 apprenticeship. And after years of driving, if he's ready for a new challenge, he could step up, perhaps into management, operations, or training new drivers. Or switch tracks to another in-demand role, signalling, conservation, operations, project management, or customer service. With so many possible routes, where could a career in rail take you? Ready to get on track to your dream job? Think career. Think rail.
So I mean, I love that video. We nearly played it twice because we love it so much. But I really love watching that and seeing the different pathways. And I think it really gives a good example of no matter who you are, where you come from, what you want to do, you can progress and you can thrive. So now we've kind of reached the end. So we're going to give this time, if you've got any burning questions or something you want to recap in the previous slides, ask more about apprenticeships, anything you want to ask about. So we'll give you a few seconds to kind of do that. But I've got a question for you, Sophie. And I just want to understand, we've talked so much about different careers, but where could people find this information? Where could it be a resource that they could take away other than what we've spoken about today?
So you know what I'm going to say, and that's the Roots into Rail website. So that's rootsintorail.org. You can find out so much there. There are pages about all the different careers like engineer, train driver, data, IT, all sorts of different careers in rail. There's a page for each, and it has information like what kind of qualifications you might need or you might want to get involved in that career, grades, and what kind of interests and skills go with that. There's also a really fun quiz on the Roots into Rail website that might kind of point you in a direction of a career that could work really well for you, as well as information about different entry pathways.
Right. So we can see a couple questions coming in. So the first one is, other than train driving, what else would a train driver do as part of their daily role? So that would probably be making sure that their trains are ready. So they'd probably do a walk of the train. They'd kind of have a look at their equipment. So it'd be making sure it's kind of a safety feel to it. Obviously, you'd be engaging with some customers as you walk to your train and get and enter into your cabin. So there'll be a bit of that kind of to and go from the station. You'll be engaging with all the signalers. So every single train stop you get to, there'll be other staff waiting there. So there's definitely that kind of teamwork. Absolutely, there's time management when you're driving a train, right? You want to make sure you're on time. So it's not just necessarily sitting in your, in your train driving, as fun as that could be for someone. There's loads of different opportunities, and you might be moved onto different routes and different trains as well. So I guess there's that excitement that there might be the new fastest train.
So how old do you have to be? There are apprenticeship opportunities available from age 16 in the railway, and a lot from age 18 as well. Entry-level roles can start from 16, like if you're working in stations. Train drivers, you do have to be age 21 at the moment to undertake a train driver apprenticeship, but they are looking to bring that forward to 18. So whatever age you are, there's lots of opportunities and careers to get involved in.
And absolutely. I mean, this is a great question I've just seen come in. Are there roles that are suitable for learners with additional needs? Of course there are. That was the whole idea around diversity and inclusion. So and it is company dependent. So each people are more advanced than others. So a lot of the train operating companies, like we said, that's Southwestern, your Greater Anglers, your LNERs, they'll be very aware of the kind of additional needs people require. So whether you're going to be a station or a ticket attendant, or whichever career you pursue, it will depend on the company you go to, but it is something that is a very big thing because we're trying to be so diverse. So absolutely, there is careers available for people with additional needs.
How many different types of jobs are there available within rail? Lots. So if you want to know a little bit more about this, I would recommend going on the website or having a look through our SpringPod virtual work experience program. But pretty much any job you can think of is available on rail. So as well as the careers you might see day to day, like train drivers, conductors, or people working on the track, engineers, there's also a whole lot of people working behind the scenes. Like us, we do marketing and communications. There's people working in finance, accountants, IT, data. What am I missing, Jordan?
Well, I think we could go on for hours with this list.
That's
absolutely.
So true.
So let's see, what other questions have we got? So we got, what stations could you work at? Great question, because there's loads of great stations all over the country, but really it depends on the company you work for. So each region has a kind of a leading train operating company. So if you're looking specifically at trains, Greater Anglia would do out to Essex, off the top of my head, there's loads all the way up north. So it depends on what region you work in. So let's say you're in Birmingham and you want to work in Birmingham, you can find a company there that will do that. And it depends on the role you want. So if you're engineering, you'll work all over your region. But if you're a ticket attendant, you'll be largely based on specific stations, whether it's down the road or 10 miles up the road for you, you can kind of choose.
Generally, the rule is you should live no more than 1 hour's drive from a station on the route that you work on. So there's heaps of opportunities everywhere. Where do you find vacancies? So you can find vacancies on the Roots into Rail website. There's heaps of stuff available there, entry-level roles. There are apprenticeships on there. And in terms of work experience, we have a subscriber list that you can subscribe to find out about work experience opportunities. And also feel free to get in touch with the train operating companies in your area and ask them when they have work experience coming up, because lots of them do.
Absolutely. And there's been a few questions about what additional qualifications do I need? What do I need on my CV? Do I need a university degree? All these things coming through as well. And like we said, no, you don't just need a university degree. You can do it anyway through apprenticeships, where you can start just from straight out of school, instead of going to college, for example. You can start as early as that. In terms of the virtual work experience, in terms of you don't necessarily have to go to a physical location. You can do it from your classrooms, from your own home, in your own time, on holiday, but who wants to do that? And so there's loads of different ways into it. So any additional things, whether it's a Duke of Edinburgh, like you just mentioned in the chat, or working for the Heritage Railway, if you have a really big interest in a specific field, then absolutely focus on that. Whether it's driving trains or understanding the engines, Heritage Railway is great for that. Duke of Edinburgh for that kind of teamwork, management side of things, that's great for a general career. So we'd encourage that for any industry. So I think all those kind of general industries, whether you're looking for finance, accounting, business, train driving, they all apply in terms of those team management, time management things. So I think just keep that in mind, and kind of the world's your oyster at this point.
Okay, fantastic. We're going to wrap it up there. Thank you, everyone, so much for attending. And we hope that you are known more about rail careers now and interested to learn more, and head to our website to find out.
Absolutely. So all these questions you can find on the website. So just head that direction, and we'll follow up to all the people who registered with great information and try to get all your answers and questions answered. Sorry. We hope you have a good rest of your week and a nice weekend, and see you soon.
Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye-bye.